Okay, Wendy, the recording is in process. It
Yep.
is November the 20th. It's Thursday, Wendy. And I talked to somebody this week that wants to hear some comments from you and likes the outlandish things that you say.
Okay.
So we'll see if that can take place. If you have
I'm
not
going to be
listened to
outlandish and I'm going to show you. I know what they're missing and I'm going to tell everybody why I don't do it anymore. But go ahead, do the
All
intro.
right. All right. Here's the thing. I'm Trey Davis. This is my sister, Wendy. This is Fourth and Wendy. We get on here and talk about SEC football, college football. We're Alabama fans. We talk about some other things. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And I've got a question about that. This does come out on podcast as well,
Mm-hmm.
Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcast. Remind me at the end of this deal to ask you what service to use. Wendy, how are you doing?
I'm terrible because we lost. I mean, I don't know what else to say to anybody. Our quarterback, we should have put the backup in. Y'all want outlandish? This is why I haven't done outlandish lately because I'll start being outlandish and Trey tries to rein me in. He'll say things like, Wendy, or they're just kids. Well, let me tell you something. These kids are making more money than I am. I'd have taken Ty Simpson out. I'd have taken him out and put the backup in for at least one series. At the end of the day, we have a quarterback that is proven when he gets behind the sticks, he starts making some questionable choices. Okay. We have 2 or 3 games in a row where he's not hitting the long ball and he's not really hitting some of these short passes at all. Okay. We've got an issue. Right? I know he's 18 years old. Well, he's probably like 20 years old, whatever he is. But guess who makes more money than me? Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson does. Ty Simpson makes more money than I do. Guess who makes more money than me? Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams makes more money than me.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Overrated Hollywood. Y'all want me to go off? Let me tell you something. You're gonna have him back there for the kickoff. He's gonna juke and jive and fumble the ball. You fumble the ball. You can't catch a ball, and then you haven't been able to catch a ball for me all year, and then you catch a ball and you fumble the ball, right? We
Yeah.
couldn't do anything right on Saturday
Yeah.
on offense. But I'm going to tell you who did. The kings of defense, the Alabama defense. Our defense looks good. Hats off to Womack, man. Our defense has kept us into every dang game we've played. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I saw Kane Womack, I'd probably buy him a hamburger of his choice. I'd buy him whatever he wanted. You know why? Because he's the only person keeping me in ball games. Let's go on to Jam Miller. Y'all want to talk about it? Jam Miller ain't it. He's not it. Stop putting him in the game. I don't even know why he plays. You've got Hill. He scores twice. He drags people with him. He can actually beat down a defense a little bit. I'm starting to question the coaching. Get me Lane Kiffin. Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Lane Kiffin to Bama. So
Yeah.
Oklahoma comes to Alabama and beats Alabama 23-21. Wendy, does Alabama have a Oklahoma problem? We got the
Yes.
bugaboo. Hey, the bugaboo word's coming out. Is Oklahoma Bama's bugaboo?
Sure is. So, fun fact, I don't think any of us knew until the week before the game. Now, we haven't played them that many times in the regular season, but we have never beat them in the regular season.
Not sure
So,
about
me
that.
sitting over here thinking we don't have a bugaboo, we absolutely do. And it's some people with Oklahoma Sooner. What's a Sooner? Tell me what a Boomer Sooner is.
Well, they have a
know?
kicker, Wendy. They have a kicker.
No, they got a kicker. They got a kicker. They sure do have a kicker.
What
They
about
have
our
a
kicker? What about our
Trey.
kicker?
Don't get me started on our kicker. You know I've been on him all year. Like between me and Trey, I'll call and be like, I'm telling you, I'd go for it. I don't trust our kicker. The problem I have with that is why have we not gone to get a kicker? Like we can go from the best kicker in college football history to the worst kicker, in my opinion, in Alabama history. And then he's sitting there yelling at his snapper, and it's like, come on, man. You look weird. He kind of looks like a pedophile with his mustache. He's a weird looking dude anyway. I don't like him.
Yeah, it was a bad look. The way Oklahoma won the game, I think, is how Oklahoma was going to have to win the game. You saw their offense was terrible. Alabama's defense was playing great. Alabama had a couple chances to pick off some passes, and believe it or not, we really needed it. Offense, once again, I think Alabama's offense is so complicated, and I say complicated, just so tricked up. Everything's a trick. Everything's a motion. We ran a play in the middle of the second quarter, I think it's the middle of the second quarter, where our quarterback faked falling down and our running back faked falling down so we could get a 15-yard completion down the sideline.
Yep.
This isn't we're up 38 points and we're just running plays. Hell, this is a part of our offense, and that's mind-blowing to me. We're running double reverses, as I said last week, to pick up a first down. We've got, in this game, we had our left tackle in the backfield again. We run the reverse with Brooks, and it's like, oh, something's there. Well, guess what? He did pick up the first down.
Right.
He got a yard. I mean, it's like we're doing all this stuff to pick up 6 yards. I mean, I don't. The offense has got to simplify a little bit, and I really do. I really think they're putting too much on Ty Simpson. It's too much, and I agree with you. Wendy might be right. Wendy, hold on. You might be right, because I thought is it Jam Miller?
Yeah.
I thought Jam Miller was clearly our best running back ever since he got knocked out. We've talked about it. Hadn't been the same running back. Hill looks like the best running back now. I don't think Hill can catch the ball quite like Jam Miller can, but give me Hill. You said that earlier in the year. Wendy could be right. Wendy could have been right on a lot of stuff, but we will have to see. This week we play Eastern Illinois. Keep going, Wendy. Rock and roll.
Let me just say this. I mean, we gave the game to Oklahoma. Oklahoma did not beat Alabama. We gave it to them. Almost every point they scored was off of a turnover that we gave it to them on a short field, right? The interception that Ty Simpson threw was straight to the dude. I don't know if that was a missed route. I don't know enough about the depths of that stuff to know, but it was literally you threw it straight to the – I didn't even see an Alabama guy near him. So then we have the third – I call them strip fumbles. That's his third strip fumble in 3 games. One against
I heard it was 5.
Could be. I remember the one from South Carolina, LSU, and now Oklahoma. So, and I said in our group chat, and everybody kind of made fun of me, but I don't care. I said, how did he not, like, you're not going to convince me he can't feel this dude around him. Tuck the ball, fall down, dude. Just tuck the ball and fall down and live to see another day. Because here's the thing. If he's proven anything, if Ty Simpson's proven anything, he can make some 4th down throws. Just live to see another day.
Well,
right?
live to see another day. Run the football. You can run the football and understand, at 5 or 6 seconds, something is going to break down. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't know he'd get there that quick. That's something else. Well, I've been back there and I've ate a sandwich. I've called my mom. I've done all this other stuff. Well, by the time all this stuff happens, buddy, they're coming after you. And we said on this podcast 100 times, you got to move this guy outside of the pocket.
Right.
Either Ty Simpson cannot throw a football when you move him out of the pocket, or they're being a little hard-headed. Because to think you're going to be able to drop him back and let him sit there and pick this defense apart, I think is a little wishful thinking on the part of Alabama. Maybe Ty Simpson cannot roll out of the pocket. Maybe their offense is literally not designed to do that, and they weren't going to do it. I said it, and we'll move on. I said it in our text thread. It got to me to where this was a contest between that defensive coordinator, Venerables, and it was the offensive guy for us, Grubb.
Yep.
Grubb's up in the box. Venerable shows this. Alabama shows that. We're like 3rd graders out there watching the sidelines for 14 different transition, move to this, go to this, move to that, do this. I mean, at some point, Alabama, line up and beat their ass.
Right.
I mean, line up and hammer them.
Right.
That's what we're going to do. We don't care if you know what the play is. Hammer them down. And we're going to see who wins. Yeah, throw a trick play here or there. But at some point, line up and blast them.
That's right.
Anyway, let's get on with it, Wendy. Alabama goes down. We're going to have to get into next week here in a minute. Wendy, another game that came on, South Carolina, Texas A&M.
Gosh.
And South Carolina is hammering Texas A&M. This is last week, so everybody should have watched this game or know what happened. Texas A&M wins the football game 31-30. South Carolina was up 30-3 at halftime.
Yep.
How South Carolina does not hang on to win this game, I'll never know. A&M came back, and if A&M's got to be playing with a lot of confidence now, Winnie, but a bad look for Beamer ball.
Well, Beamer might not be there after the end of this year either. Because I mean, listen, you can't even blame the fired offensive coordinator. Like you can't blame Shula. He's not there. You know what I mean? You got rid of him the week before. To let a lead go like that is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm sitting here running around this house like, oh my gosh, South Carolina, the trap game of all trap games, you know? And at the end of the day, Trey, you got to give it to Texas A&M. This quarterback, he's pretty good. Now he threw a bunch of interceptions in the first half.
Yeah, he did.
Reed did. Well, we did too. Why couldn't our guy come back out and do that? I'm just saying. I'm saying comparison right here. But I'm gonna tell you what, Texas A&M's the real deal. And apparently, you can be down a lot against them, and it's not gonna matter to them. They stayed focused, they stayed disciplined, and they got the job done. So, congratulations to Texas A&M.
And that's what you're looking for in these great teams. I mean, they're all going to have bad quarters, bad halves, and even some bad games. But the really good teams can turn it on. And Wendy, A&M's good. Like when they turn it on, they're good is really good, really crazy game. And a great game to get the day started. The Texas Longhorns travel to Athens. Texas thinks they're going to be somebody. They do think they're going to be somebody. And Georgia says you're not somebody just yet. Georgia wins the game 35-10. Wendy, in a closer game than probably 35-10 really showed because a lot of stuff happened real late in the game. Texas got back in the game, I think at 10-14. And then Georgia just tightened the screws, hammered down. And, well, it's official. Texas has a Georgia problem. And Kirby Smart seems to be having the dogs barking at the right time.
Yep. Well, let me tell you where that game switched over was when Kirby Smart pulled the Nick Saban playbook out and did the fake return. What's it called? The Trey
onside kick.
When he did the onside kick, and that is straight out of Saban. Remember when Saban did it against Clemson? Like they were, closer game. And when Kirby Smart pulled that out, his smile was as big as that TV. He lit up the whole stadium. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like Texas, so I'm glad Texas is losing. I don't like the brand Texas. I've never liked Texas. I don't like that they're in the SEC. So congratulations to Georgia. But I'm going to tell y'all something. You let Georgia get hot, and that's exactly what's happened. All their injured players are back. Georgia looks just like we think Georgia's supposed to look, and they look good. Good.
Yeah, Georgia, and I think I listened to Kirby Smart. They have this kid that picked up I can't remember, Cass Jones, baby, is the one that caught the ball. I mean, Kirby Smart said this guy's worked on this play for like a year or two and has probably taken over 200 reps at this. I mean, it's just amazing how much goes into what Georgia does. And I know all these football teams put in a lot of work. Right. I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a card that Kirby Smart threw there. Wendy, Ole Miss beats Florida 34-24, and it looks like the Ole Miss Rebels will be skipping into the playoffs. Might not have a coach, but Lane Kiffin has appeared to cross. I'm pretty sure that was his final hurdle. Even if he trips up from now on, he is in the playoff, Wendy. What do you think?
Well, listen, that was actually a closer game than one might think. I mean, that kind of went back and forth for the first half, first three quarters. Eventually, just like Lane Kiffin's prone to do, he figures out a way to get his offense to make big plays in big moments, and he was able to do it. I'm with you. I do not think he will be there next year. I've gone back and forth on the comfortability of staying at Ole Miss, but then I go to you look at the statistics, man, and the numbers and the money and the TV time and just all the things, and I think they're going to pay him to come to either New Orleans or to come to LSU or Florida. And I think it's like generational wealth at that point. And I really think that he can do kind of what Saban did when Saban came to Alabama at this point. Be like, I'm not meeting with boosters. Nobody's telling me what to do. It's my program. I don't have to deal with, you know what I mean? I think he's to that level now. Of being able to say that this is what we're going to do. And I think if they give him that, I think he is gone. I do think he will stay through the playoffs, though. I mean, I obviously don't see him. And I don't think Ole Miss wants him to leave before the playoffs. So
and that's something that came up this week, that Ole Miss put an ultimatum. They needed to answer. And I will say this is a crazy way to look at it, but literally you're talking about a coach And if, Ole Miss would not be a national contender at this point, it doesn't appear that way.
Right.
If it was in the old system and it was literally the top 2 teams, he might get in a 14 playoff, a little bit different. But with these playoffs, I mean, just imagine going to the playoffs and your coach not being there. It's kind of a bizarre scenario.
Right.
Don't know what's going to happen with Lane Kiffin. Hard to read the room with that guy. We will move on. Tennessee blast New Mexico State. Missouri blast Mississippi State. The LSU Bengal Tigers beat Arkansas 23-22. And I'll tell you, if you watch that game, I don't know if it was the sun, how it was, but man, it was beautiful inside of Tiger Stadium. The uniforms were popping, and poor Arkansas just can't get over the hump. LSU gets a big win. Kentucky beats Texas Tech. So Kentucky is getting close to getting to a bowl, which is great for them.
Bowl eligible.
Bowl eligible. Let me get to a couple more. We're going to have to start talking national, guys, because it's getting down to that. Let's just go through the national thing, Wendy, real quick. Hold on.
Well, really nobody else lost this week but us.
Right, which when they popped out on the screen, that was depressing. All right, Clemson gets a W over Louisville. Good job, Clemson. They're battling back. Texas Tech wins. Michigan wins. Ohio State wins. Indiana wins. These are all winners. Winner. Notre Dame wins. Notre Dame beats Pittsburgh. Everyone's like, it's going to be a good game. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break. Most boring game. I put it on. I was like, I can't even watch this. It does win. BYU wins. Miami wins. Utah wins. Georgia Tech wins. USC wins.
Yeah, everybody won but us.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And let me tell you something. But if I go to their strength of schedule in mind, and that's for another – Trey, just go. Let's talk about – we're going to run through the big matchups, and then let's go to Alabama because I got a lot to say. We've got Tennessee and who?
Hold
Florida.
on. All right, so we're flipping from last week to this week. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, Tennessee, Florida.
Wendy's
is that
hyped up. Hold on, Wendy. I'm my Google here, but I feel like I'm.
I feel like you're nervous.
Oklahoma, Missouri. Missouri travels to Oklahoma. It's an 11 o'clock start. Wendy.
Missouri. I don't want Oklahoma to win another game. I hate them. I literally
don't want Oklahoma to ever win another game. I agree with you.
Ever.
We have to mention Georgia, Charlotte. Well, we'll do Alabama. We'll do Alabama last. I mean, even though Auburn plays Mercer, Kentucky at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is on the outside looking in, but I will say one thing. They are at least at the door. I mean, they are right at the door. Can Vanderbilt hold on? Kentucky is playing better. I think it would be absolutely hilarious if Kentucky beats Vanderbilt after, Vanderbilt, I mean, Kentucky's typically the team that you can kind of get through if you're a lower level team. Be funny. That's a 2:30 game. Arkansas is Texas. That game has lost a lot of luster. And the Tennessee-Florida game. Tennessee goes to Florida at 6:30 on ABC. Wendy. And Alabama, just to finish this up, Alabama does play Eastern Illinois at a 1 o'clock kickoff. Wendy,
well, let me back up here.
Flow.
I want Kentucky to beat Vanderbilt because I'm so tired of hearing Diego Pavia's name that I could literally throw myself down a set of stairs just so I don't have to listen to it anymore. So I don't care if Vanderbilt wins another game or if Oklahoma wins another game. I'm still on one about Vanderbilt beat me last year. So I don't care if anything good ever happens to them again. So I want them to lose. Their win doesn't make me look any better now that we're towards the end. Oklahoma beating us and losing the last 2 games isn't going to hurt me at this point. You know what I mean? So I hope Kentucky wins, and I really hope Missouri wins. Now, let's fast forward. This Tennessee-Florida game is interesting for multiple reasons. Is it at Tennessee or is it at Florida?
It will be in Gainesville, the swamp, Wendy, where Tennessee has had an absolutely god-awful record.
I know. And so here's the thing. I think Tennessee needs to get over this hump, but I think Florida, for some reason, just shows up to play them. You know what I mean? It's like, if we're going to do one thing this year, it's going to beat Tennessee at home. So, in Gainesville. So my thing is, do I want Tennessee to win? Yes, because I think Tennessee is kind of on the outside looking in at this point as far as wins, losses, championship, things like that. but I still want them to beat Florida. I want them to get over that bugaboo of not being able to beat them in Gainesville.
Well, we all know you'll be focused in on Tennessee's offensive line to see how they hold up. That'll be something you'll be charting out. Wendy, Alabama basically has to beat Auburn to get in the I think that gets them into the SEC championship game. Yeah. B, I think it kind of locks them into the playoff, Wendy. Yep. What are your early thoughts on the Crimson Tide making it to the playoffs and having to play Auburn at 6:30 Central next week?
Okay. Real quick, I'm going to touch on the game this week. Here's what I want to see this week. I want to see the backups in early, the backup quarterbacks. Let's go ahead and get them in early. I don't feel like we'll have a problem with this team, but I want you to see backups starting in the second quarter, and I want to see both backups. I think they're both really good, and they bring something different to the table. I want them to get in a game, and I want them to play good reps. If you want to use the excuse, DeVore, that you want to keep Ty Simpson healthy, don't really care, but you better put him in, and you better put him in early. He did that early in the year after the Florida State game, and I'd like to see that again. Whether it puts fire under Ty Simpson or not, I don't know. But I want to see both of our backups, and I want to see them a lot. So there's that. I think we should win that game. Now let's talk about Auburn. We cannot not win the game, right? So now here we got to go to Auburn. Auburn has nothing to lose, by the way, everybody. We're back to Auburn's terrible, and they have nothing to lose. All they can do is ruin our season. All right, we got to go play in Jordan-Hare, which is the witchiest, wooest field I've ever. Trey, I won't even remember when I went stopped at the Auburn gas station and broke my arm. These people broke my arm. You see what I'm saying? Like
I do remember that, Wendy. They absolutely broke your arm at a gas station.
At a gas station, and y'all crazy. I'll never even go back there. It was the exit that you get off to go to the university. I had to go to the bathroom and put gas in the car before we got into Atlanta, and sure enough, fell down in the parking lot and broke my arm. So do you think at the end of the day, there's no better scenario for Auburn? There's not. Okay. So the fans are going to be there. They're going to show up and they're going to show out. But I want to give everybody a little bit of hope. For whatever really weird reason is, I think we're better than them this year.
Wow.
And I'm going to give you that. So you know they're backup, that they're not putting them in on the Mercer game. I don't know if you've heard that. Okay. Yeah. So this backup quarterback, who I'm not saying is bad, but he's played in one game, and that was the Vanderbilt game, where both teams scored a bajillion points, okay? Then you're going to give him a week off. He's had a week off from his bye. Then you're going to give him another week off against Mercer, and you're going to put him in, theoretically, the biggest game of his career, okay?
Bingo,
right? Baby. Doesn't really mean anything if they lose, but now he's got the pressure of trying to beat Alabama to keep him out of the run, okay? So I don't believe he's ever seen anything like an Alabama defense, period. So you're going to try – I know he's got Coleman, Trey, and I know this Coleman kid is legit. I know the receiver's legit. Like, I'm not saying – but you're trying to tell me that y'all are going to throw this guy in this game after playing one full SEC game against Vanderbilt, which to me is still mid-tier to lower tier, and you're going to expect him to have some breakout game against Alabama's defense? I for real don't see it happen.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, but wait a minute. We just got beat by a team that didn't have an offense. Right? We just got beat by a team that had 200 yards of total offense, Wendy. I mean, listen, how good do these people have to be? And
Trey, I have to believe in something. I have to believe in something.
Well, I know, but I just want to make sure next week is going to come. Listen, it's going to be an interesting next week. I tell you what, Thanksgiving would have been a lot less stressful for you. Yes. Alabama would have taken care of business, but they didn't, and that's fine. I think the other thing I think about too, Wendy, is this is totally different. We can't get down and out because we've lost another game. We can't. It's not like we were in the national title run and now we're not. This is everything is still fine. Everything is still right in front of us. Right. Get out there and play. And you have to win football games. It doesn't matter. At some point, you have to win the game. It doesn't matter when, who, what, where. Win the football game. Get ready to go. Wendy, I'm going to share my screen real quick. We have got how do I do this? I don't want to ding us again.
Oh, you're going to have it where they're going to remove the episode.
Hold on.
Hello, Force and Wendy, hosted by Trey.
Okay, listen, this is the message from our sister Gina last week. I always say I'm going to get them on, and I didn't last week. Let's get it on this week. So she might be referring to some things
that have already happened.
That have already happened 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Here's G.
Trey Davis. Two things. This is Gina. First off, Trey, I cannot get it out of my mind that the interim coach at Auburn and his permagrin, I have howled because every time they pan to him, sure enough, he is smiling. And like, we just got scored on. We just lost the game. We just this. And the guy's just kind of got this little permagrin, which I'm not hating on. Actually, I love his positive demeanor, but it's better than Hugh Freeze, and the poor thing just looked despondent all the time. And the second thing is I need to understand why Alabama cannot run the ball. Is it because of our O-line, or is it because the O-line and the running back is not fast enough, or is it because we drop back 5 or so yards and then he can't? I don't understand the problem. So anyway, I wanted somebody that actually knows about football to possibly tell the listening audience why. So that would be you. Anyway, podcast is amazing. Love you guys. Have a great week.
Gina, we would love to know as well why we cannot run the ball. I mean, we'd love to know. I don't know if it's the line. I actually think it's a running back problem, meaning I think it's Jam Miller. I think he bounces off of these people. I think they know we're going to run it. It looks like every first down play. I just think we need to put somebody else back there and see what they can do for a full game, not just a couple downs, by the way.
Yeah. Gina, thanks for the message. Hold on, I have to text this back. DJ Durkin is funny. I mean, it is kind of funny to watch him coach. All right, but to the running problem, you got to think. I don't know the answer. I really don't, and I don't study film. And there's a lot of things and as fans, a lot of times we don't even really know what they're actually trying to do. I know. For a common fan like we are, it's like, hey, turn around, hand the ball off. We want our guys to pick up yards. I mean, that's pretty simple to understand. I don't really know. I don't know if it's an emphasis thing on it. I don't know if the way they block it is kind of a different way they block it. And you know, what problem is the running back? You know, are the running backs that elite? Can they find the holes? Do they hit the holes? You know, I think at this point, it's got to be a combination of all of it. I think it's got to be your offensive line's having a hard time blocking. Somebody's missing a block. I think the running backs might not be seeing the holes. I don't know if there's a huge emphasis on it. It's thrown in there sporadically during the game, and it always seems like it's a little draw up the middle. You know, I thought there was a real, negative thing that happened in the Oklahoma game. We have Greg McElroy on the broadcast saying, well, they're playing 3 high safety, and a 3 high safety or whatever it is with 3 safeties. Well, that is designed to let a team run the football. You're just not going to beat us deep. And we hand the ball off and get a yard. Yeah. And we get 2 yards. And this is like, well, we're playing against a defense that they're giving you 4 or 5 yards, and we can't even get the 4 or 5 yards. I don't know, Gina. We might need to talk to somebody that knows a little bit more about it. I would have to finish by saying I think it's a combination of all of it. I think it's the offensive line, the running backs, the play designs. I think it's a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, either way, we better figure it out, because according to the committee, that's one of our problems, and that's why we got ranked 10th. So according to the committee, it doesn't matter about your strength of schedule. It matters that you've lost games close. Okay, well, Texas A&M almost lost to South Carolina. Indiana almost lost to Penn State. Like, what do you mean? You know, that it's got to, and you don't have a running game. Okay. So now you're critiquing what we can't, this committee stuff, man, they can't figure out what they want to do, because last year it was all about, strength of schedule is going to matter. So we go out and get a strength of schedule. Now it doesn't matter. It's the dangest thing I've ever seen.
Well, listen, the Florida State loss, Wendy, is a terrible loss.
It is.
I mean, it's an abstract disaster of a loss, but it really doesn't matter. I don't think any of this really matters. I really don't.
You're right.
You know, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even watch the playoff predictors until a little bit later in the year.
Well, there's not a big difference in number 9 and number 10. Let's just all settle down a hair. Like, there's not a big difference in number 9 and number 10, but it does give everybody something to talk about for 2 weeks.
All right, listen, a couple shout outs. John Allen, J.A., I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say his name, J.A., very heavy into the text. I think he sent us a picture. I think he was at the game.
Yes.
He is heavily in the text. Daniel Beck, DB, is in the text. Chris Arnold.
Nacho.
We have Mike Rice. Mike is in there. I mean, Mike is staying visible. I don't know if he seems to be busy a lot. He seems to be at concerts. He seems to have a busy life. Don't see him in here as much. Definitely saw Kobe in here. He was giving some game day predictions. To everybody that listens and watches, we really appreciate it. Next week, we're going to get on here and talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. Wendy, do you have anything else to say, or what are your plans this weekend?
Well, this weekend we have your baby shower, Mom and Bob and the kids, and everybody's coming in on Saturday. So really have a busy week Saturday all the way through. I'm hoping you and I can figure out a way to watch the Auburn game together. The next 10 days are going to be super busy. I'm sure the same for you with the holiday, people coming in, a couple big events, including Thanksgiving. So Trey, just staying busy.
Are you stressed out?
No, I'm
talking about everybody coming over. You got 100 people coming to your house. You got all the stuff going on, and you're laid back.
You
haven't snapped at Chris one time.
Something has happened over the last 2 years where I have truly figured out when it's your family, they love you, and they just don't care as much as we think they care. It doesn't have to be perfect, because really it's all about being together. It just took me a couple years to get to that. Now it's more like it's going to be fine no matter what, because we're all together. What I am stressed about is Alabama football. That's the only thing I'm stressed about. It's got me, y'all. I've been eating chocolate. I've been drinking Mexican Cokes. I don't know if y'all know anything about Mexican Cokes, but they're real cane sugar and they're legit. All I want is to get through this next game and get to this Auburn game. Because honestly, if we lose to Auburn, we're not good enough to make, we don't deserve to go.
That's the point. Alabama. So what I've got going on, I got some family pictures on Saturday.
Okay.
I've got Asa has a birthday party on Saturday night. We're going to paintball. Then we've got the baby shower on Sunday. So we've got a lot of stuff going on too. Hope everybody out there is having a great time. Listen, Wendy. Alabama basketball could be for real. Alabama beats Illinois last night on TV. Alabama and Nate Oates Alabama's hit a gold mine with Nate Oates. So whatever
Are
Nate
we a
Oates
basketball
needs,
team? Are we a basketball team?
Double check the stats. Nate Oates has a great, fun team to watch. Anyway, Wendy, I got to roll. Love everybody.
Wait.
What?
Next Thursday, when we typically do the show, is this holiday called Thanksgiving. When do you suppose we're going to get on here?
Well, last year we did it on Thanksgiving.
I mean, I'm not really doing anything Thanksgiving Day because we're all doing our Thanksgiving on Wednesday. But you're doing something. You were all day Thursday because you'll be in Rainsville.
I'll tell you what, let's figure that out, because I want to try to get Nacho. I want to get some people on for that one pregame on the Auburn game.
Right.
Let's try to figure that out. It's either going to be on Thursday or Friday, and we might do 2 shows. Who knows? All right. Okay. Love you. I got to rock and roll.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.